Welcome back into the studio for the mixed media deck build. To learn more about the deck build, please click on the description box below.
It's always been you in the back of my mind. Early blue morning, when everything's cold, I see you running, all covered in gold. There's nothing else that eases my soul. I let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind. When there are others, I do the routine. I dance all alone there. I try to be seen. Then there's a feeling, you know what I mean. I let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind. Let it all go.
All right, to get started, I am going to collage down this yellow piece of paper that has a recipe written on it. And that will take care of the first prompt of this week. And then I am coming in with some gesso that I am going to apply to part of the surface of this card. And I'm just using a piece of trash to paint that gesso onto the surface. So it's got a lot of texture to it.
The more that I've tried, all the years that I've wasted, trying to find it, all that I go through for my peace of mind. Let it all go out the window.
I'm going to get that good and dry, and then I'm coming in with some deep violet acrylic paint, and once again using that piece of trash, I'm going to paint that color onto the surface of the card, once again creating a lot of visual texture by using that method.
Early blue morning, when everything's cold, I see you running, all covered in gold. There's nothing else that eases my soul.
Now once I've gotten that good and dry, I'm going to come in with some archival ink. This is a Wendy Vecchi color called Violet, so appropriate to our required prompts. And I'm going to apply that pretty heavily to the edges of this card.
Try to be seen. Then there's a feeling, you know what I mean.
So I'm coming back in with that piece of trash, which was a luggage tag, and I am going to actually take my focal point, or my words that I'm going to have on the front of this card, right from that, rip it out from the tag and get that added to the front of this card. But first I'm going to add some of the trash, or the collaged background that I had used, that paper, that yellow paper, to back onto those words, trying to bring that color back in that I almost nearly wiped out with the gesso and the paint.
Smoke in my eye, I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind. It's always been you in the back of my mind. The longer I've waited, the more that I've tried. All the years that I've wasted trying to find it. All that I go through for my peace of mind. Let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind. Early blue morning, when everything's cold, I see you running, all covered in gold. There's nothing else that eases my soul. I let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind. When there are others, I do the routine. I dance all lonely. I try to be seen. Then there's a feeling, you know what I mean. I let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind. Let it all go.
So I'm just going to add another layer of some craft paper and then ink that up with that same violet that I had used prior, and continue with some fabric. This is a piece of white sheeting, and I'm going to add some of the color of that deep violet acrylic paint to it, just to get it to not be so stark against the card. And I'm not getting it too saturated with color. I just want it to be a hint of color.
The longer I've waited, the more that I've tried. All the years that I've wasted trying to find it. All that I go through for my peace of mind.
While that fabric is drying, I'm going to take a Stabilo all in black and do some non-dominant hand doodling, and then I'm going to activate that with a spray bottle, get that dried, and then I'm going to add the fabric and the word and the whole word bit that I created onto the surface of the card.
Early blue morning, when everything's cold, I see you running, all covered in gold. There's nothing else that eases my soul. I let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eye.
After a lot of futzing with the fabric, I've decided to also add a little bit of that Stabilo all around the bit that I created, so that it will pop off a little bit. So I get that added, activate it, and then I'm gonna add it to the piece of fabric in the front of this card.
I do the routine. I dance all along there. I try to be seen. Then there's a feeling. You know what I mean. I let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chime. It's always been you in the back of my mind. Let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chime. It's always been you in the back of my mind. It's always been you in the back of my mind. The longer I've waited, the more that I've tried.
And I just wasn't happy with how dark it was, so I do come in with some gesso and my trusty finger to push some of that background back a bit. I am coming in with a very light touch and almost dry brushing it onto the surface of the card.
Let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chime. It's always been you in the back of my mind. Early blue morning, when everything's cold, I see you running,
Thank you for sticking around for the ride. I hope you are enjoying this real-time video series, and I appreciate you being here.
Out the window, smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been